With 2024 being a relatively tumultuous year for Hypixel Skyblock, a major question moving into 2025 is, will the updates and changes planned create a new golden age of sorts for this 5-year-old game? Personally, I believe the answer to this question is yes, if only we continue to receive consistent communication about what the future of the game holds. My name is Derailious, and welcome back to another video, focusing on the future of Hypixel Skyblock, and whether we are entering into a new, brighter era of the game. Before we get started though, please consider subscribing down below as we are rapidly approaching 75k. Also, if you're interested in making any purchases on the Hypixel store, make sure to use code RAIL for 5% off your order, as it supports me as I wrap up my degree. Without any further ado, let's begin. The first and most notable reason I believe we're in for a great 2025 is related to communication consistency. Since about 5 or 6 months ago, communication from the admins has greatly improved, with players getting much more significant and much more frequent details about what developer decisions are, future game changes, and much more. This has expanded even further in recent weeks, with the addition of the new community note style posts to alert players of extra information they otherwise would have missed. Stuff like this, while relatively basic, greatly improves the ability of the player base to feel seen and heard, and the admins seem to have been paying extra attention to specific problems players have mentioned, most notably with the Crimson Isle QoL update. This improved communication by itself is not incredibly relevant for the future content in 2025, but it does show some level of confidence from the development team, something that I felt like had been lost in 2023 and 2024. Secondly, there's the content offerings itself. Not only are we poised to receive the much anticipated foraging update, which will finally begin the process of moving Skyblock features into latest version Minecraft, but we are set to get additional Slayer content, an update meant as a capstone to the Glaciite tunnels, another major raffle event in early February, another location, a very special place in time related to the lore of the game, and much more. These updates are all relatively major, introducing new skills, combat challenges, areas to explore, and continuing the process of adding those latest version blocks, entities, and custom models that will really create a feeling that Skyblock has forever changed. This also ties into what content types we're more likely to receive in the near future. Much of what has been released in the last year has been auxiliary content for skills that are generally more focused on setup rather than repeated execution, farming and mining most notably. However, a considerable amount of focus in 2025 seems to have been placed on combat, with, in my opinion, the most interesting aspects being the Foraging Island's Mystic Damage system, as well as the additional Slayer content, which is not just one singular update, but multiple according to the admins. Thirdly, there's generally a feeling that this year will have additional content aside from these set pieces, rather than just further quality of life updates. While of course there are some solid ones lined up, especially related to the Iron Man game mode and the experimentation table, there's also the prospect of multi-year events, and a garden update meant to add new gameplay options, something the island has desperately needed. The communication that even quality of life updates in the future will also receive content alongside them is incredibly nice to see, and gives me even more hope about the future of the game. I'll be the first person to admit that Skyblock was not in an amazing state for the first half of 2024. Delays, a lack of communication, and a general malaise had swept over the community, and many players ended up leaving, and many of those players left for very good reasons. However, I really do have faith that the admins are going to be able to turn it around. The first island of Galati has wrapped up development, and is currently undergoing quality assurance and testing. We have a pipeline of updates with major releases to look forward to once again. Content will be stretching long into the year, and there's something new for the player base to look forward to, instead of just waiting for a foraging update that felt like it would never release. Skyblock is entering a new dawn, and I hope you'll be along for the ride. If you're someone who's been looking for a reason to return, I think the admins might have just given you that reason. My name is Derailious, thank you so much for watching this video till the end. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and look to the future fellas, it seems pretty bright.